I stood there in the dimly lit parking lot outside the upscale restaurant, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. The kind of pounding that makes you question every life choice that led you to this moment. My ex, Sarah, was inside, probably sipping her favorite Chardonnay, looking as flawless as ever, surrounded by our old mutual friends. And here I was, Alex Thompson, 28-year-old marketing exec, about to walk in alone. Until my boss, Elena Vasquez, stepped out of her sleek black sedan, her heels clicking against the asphalt like a countdown to disaster. "Remember our deal," she whispered, her breath warm against my ear as she linked her arm with mine. But just as we pushed open the door, Sarah's eyes locked onto us, and a sly smile crept across her face. What she said next shattered everything I thought I knew. That was the hook that pulled me under, but let's rewind. You see, this story isn't just about a fake date gone wrong, or right. It's about how one desperate plea turned my world upside down, forcing me to confront the ghosts of my past and the sparks of an unexpected future. If you're watching this, stick around because by the end, you'll see how pretending can lead to the realest thing you've ever felt. But first, the cliffhanger that's got you hooked. As Elena and I stepped inside, Sarah rose from her seat, her voice cutting through the chatter like a knife. "Alex? Is this your new girlfriend? How convenient." And then Elena leaned in, her lips brushing my cheek in a kiss that wasn't part of the script. What happened next? Well, that's where the real trouble began. Let me take you back to where it all started. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon in downtown Chicago, the kind where the sky seems to weep endlessly, mirroring the ache in my chest. I'd been at my desk at Apex Marketing for hours, staring at spreadsheets that blurred into meaningless numbers. My mind wasn't on work, it was on the email that had popped up that morning, an invitation to a reunion dinner with my college friends. The problem? Sarah would be there. Sarah, the woman who'd ripped my heart out 6 months ago when I caught her cheating with my best friend, Mark. The betrayal still stung like an open wound, one I hadn't let heal properly. I couldn't face her alone, looking like the pathetic loser who'd been dumped. No, I needed a shield, a facade to show I'd moved on. That's when Elena walked by my cubicle. Elena Vasquez, my boss, the 32-year-old powerhouse who'd climbed the corporate ladder with a mix of sharp intellect and unyielding determination. She was the kind of woman who commanded rooms without saying a word, dark hair cascading in waves, eyes like polished obsidian that could see through any lie, and a smile that could disarm or destroy, depending on her mood. We'd worked together for 2 years, and while our relationship was professional, there was always this undercurrent, a spark I couldn't quite ignore. Late nights brainstorming campaigns, shared laughs over bad coffee, she'd become more than just a superior, she was a confidant. I don't know what possessed me, but as she paused to ask about my progress report, the words tumbled out. Elena, I need a huge favor. It's personal. She raised an eyebrow, leaning against the doorframe, her arms crossed. I spilled it all, the breakup, the dinner, my desperation. Could you pretend to be my girlfriend? Just for one night? Show up, act affectionate, make Sarah think I've upgraded. She stared at me for a long moment, her expression unreadable. Then, a slow smile spread across her lips, one that sent a shiver down my spine. Pretend to be your girlfriend, huh? That's a tall order, Alex. So what do I get out of this? Her voice was teasing, laced with something deeper. I stammered, offering to cover her next project deadline or buy her lunch for a week. But she shook her head, stepping closer until I could smell her perfume, jasmine and ambition. No. If I'm playing the part, I want something real. A kiss. A real one, at the end of the night. My mouth went dry. Was she serious? Elena, my boss, demanding a kiss as payment for a fake date? The office suddenly felt too small, the air thick with tension. I nodded, because what choice did I have? But as she walked away, her hips swaying with that confident stride, I wondered if I'd just made the biggest mistake of my life. Little did I know, that agreement was about to unravel secrets I never saw coming. The days leading up to the dinner were a blur of anxiety and anticipation. I threw myself into work, trying to distract myself from the what-ifs. Elena and I exchanged texts, harmless at first, coordinating outfits and backstories. "We've been dating for 3 months, she suggested. Met at a conference. You charmed me with your terrible jokes." I laughed, but each message chipped away at the professional wall between us. She shared bits of her life I didn't know, how she'd grown up in a small town in Texas, the daughter of immigrants who sacrificed everything for her education. How she'd fought tooth and nail against sexism in the industry, turning rejections into fuel. "I don't do things halfway, Alex," she texted one night. "If I'm your fake girlfriend, I'll make it believable." I opened up too, more than I intended. About how Sarah and I had been high school sweethearts, dreaming of a future together. How her betrayal shattered my trust, leaving me wary of love. "I just need to get through this without looking broken," I admitted. Her reply, "You're not broken. You're just human." Those words lingered, warming something inside me that had been cold for too long. Finally, the night arrived. I picked Elena up from her apartment, my palms sweaty on the steering wheel. She emerged looking stunning in a red dress that hugged her curves, her hair pinned up elegantly. "Ready to fool the world?" she asked, sliding into the passenger seat. The drive was filled with nervous chatter, rehearsing our story. But as we pulled into the parking lot, reality hit. "Elena, about that kiss. You were joking, right?" She turned to me, her eyes sparkling under the streetlights. "We'll see how the night goes." We entered the restaurant, and there they were, my old friends, laughing at a corner table. Sarah spotted us first, her blonde hair catching the light, her green eyes widening in surprise. "Alex. You made it." She hugged me awkwardly, her perfume a ghost from the past. Then her gaze shifted to Elena. "And who's this?" "Elena, my girlfriend," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. Elena extended her hand, but Sarah ignored it, opting for a forced smile. "Girlfriend? Wow, that was fast. Tell me, Elena, how did you snag our Alex?" The table went quiet, tension crackling like static. Elena didn't miss a beat. She slipped her arm around my waist, pulling me close. "Oh, it wasn't hard. He's got this way of making you feel like the only person in the room." Her words were laced with authenticity, and for a moment, I believed them myself. Dinner progressed with small talk, but Sarah's jabs were subtle knives. "Remember that trip to the lake, Alex? We were so in love." Elena countered effortlessly, sharing our anecdotes that painted me as the perfect partner. But midway through the main course, the first real challenge hit. Mark showed up, uninvited, or so he claimed, sliding into a seat next to Sarah. My blood boiled. "What are you doing here?" I hissed. He smirked. "Just supporting my girl." Elena's hand found mine under the table, squeezing reassuringly. But Sarah leaned in, her voice dripping with faux concern. "Alex, you seem tense. Is everything okay with this?" She gestured at Elena. That's when Elena leaned over and kissed my cheek, soft and lingering. "He's perfect," she murmured. The table erupted in oohs and ahs, but Sarah's face twisted. Cliffhanger number 2, as dessert arrived, Sarah pulled me aside in the hallway. "She's not real, is she? This is all an act." My heart raced. Had she seen through us? Before I could respond, Elena appeared, her expression thunderous. "Alex, we need to talk. Now." We stepped outside into the cool night air, the restaurant's hum fading behind us. "What was that?" Elena demanded, her eyes flashing. Sarah cornering you like that? Are you still hung up on her? I shook my head, but the truth spilled out. No, but seeing her with Mark, it hurts. I thought I was over it. Elena's face softened, and she stepped closer. Alex, pretending tonight made me realize something. This doesn't feel fake to me anymore. My world tilted. Was she saying what I thought? But before I could process, my phone buzzed, a text from Sarah, "Meet me alone. We need to clear the air." I showed Elena, and her jaw tightened. Don't go. She's playing games. But the pull of closure was strong. I have to, I said. Elena nodded, but as I walked away, she called out, "Remember our deal." The confrontation with Sarah was brutal. In a quiet corner of the parking lot, she admitted everything, the affair, the regrets. "I miss you, Alex. This thing with Mark, it's not the same." Tears streamed down her face, and for a split second, old feelings stirred. But then I thought of Elena, her strength, her laughter. "It's over, Sarah. For good." As I turned to leave, she grabbed my arm. "Wait. Don't throw us away." Cliffhanger number 3. Just then, Elena emerged from the shadows, having followed me. "Alex?" Her voice cracked, vulnerability raw in her eyes. Had she heard everything? Was this the end before it began? I froze, caught between past and possibility. Elena approached, her heels echoing like fate's footsteps. "I heard," she said softly. "And if you want to go back to her, I won't stop you. But tonight, it woke something in me. I don't want to pretend anymore." Her words hung in the air, heavy with emotion. I pulled her close, and this time, the kiss was real, not for show, not as payment, but as a promise. It was fireworks and homecoming all at once, erasing the pain of betrayal. We drove back in silence at first, then words flowed like a dam breaking. Elena confessed her own scars, a failed engagement years ago that made her wary of love, focusing on career instead. Asking for that kiss was my way of testing the waters, she admitted. I didn't expect to fall. I shared my fears too, how Sarah's cheat had made me doubt my worth. But in each other, we found healing. The challenges didn't end there. Back at work, rumors swirled. Had we crossed lines? Our HR department called us in, questioning the ethics. We navigated it carefully, disclosing our budding relationship and requesting a department transfer for me to avoid conflicts. It was tense, with late-night arguments about boundaries and futures. What if this ruins everything? I worried. Elena's response, what if it builds something better? Months passed, filled with dates that weren't scripted, picnics in the park, weekend getaways. We faced jealousy from Sarah, who tried to sabotage a big project, spreading lies. But together, we exposed the truth, strengthening our bond. Elena's family welcomed me with open arms, her mother's homemade tamales becoming a symbol of acceptance. My friends, once divided, saw the genuine happiness and rallied around us. One evening, under a starlit sky on a rooftop, I proposed, not with a ring, but with a question born from depth. Elena, will you be my real girlfriend? No pretending. She laughed through tears. Only if I get more than a kiss. Our wedding was simple, surrounded by those who mattered, a testament to second chances. Looking back, that desperate ask led to the love of my life. The message? Life's twists can hurt, but they also heal. Don't fear the unexpected, embrace it. It might just be the start of something real. If this story touched you, hit that like button and subscribe for more emotional tales that remind us love is worth the risk. Thanks for watching. Now, to make this a full 15,000-word story suitable for a 100-minute video, I'll expand it with detailed scenes, internal thoughts, dialogues, and subplots. Let's dive deeper. Expanding the backstory, my name is Alex Thompson, born and raised in the suburbs of Chicago. Growing up, I was the kid who dreamed big but played it safe. Good grades, football team, the whole package. Sarah and I met in high school English class, bonding over Shakespeare. She was vibrant, the girl who lit up rooms with her laugh. We dated through college, planning a life together, house, kids, the works. But cracks formed. She wanted adventure, I craved stability. The cheating? It came during a work trip. I found texts, confronted her, and it all crumbled. Post-breakup, I threw myself into Apex marketing. That's where Elena entered. Hired as my supervisor, she was intimidating at first, demanding excellence, but fair. Our first project together was a campaign for a tech startup. Late nights in the office, debating taglines, sharing pizza. "You're talented, Alex," she'd say. "Don't sell yourself short." Her encouragement rebuilt my confidence. The favor ask, it wasn't impulsive. I'd agonized over it for days. When I finally blurted it out, her response floored me. "A kiss?" I echoed. She nodded, eyes twinkling. "Make it count." Was it flirtation or a power play? I didn't know, but I agreed. Preparation phase, we met for rehearsals. Coffee shops, practicing hand-holding, pet names. "Call me babe," she instructed. Touching her felt electric, forbidden. She opened up about her past, abusive ex who belittled her ambitions. "I swore off love," she said. "But you're different." I shared my insecurities, how Sarah made me feel inadequate. These conversations built emotional layers, making the fake feel real. The dinner scene in detail, arriving, nerves high. Friends, Tom, the Joker, Lisa, the mediator, and others. Sarah's entrance, poised, but eyes betrayed hurt. Introductions tense. Elena's performance Oscar-worthy, laughing at my jokes, touching my arm. Sarah's digs, Alex always hated dancing. "Do you make him?" Elena, "He loves it now. We salsa every weekend." Laughter, but undercurrents roiled. Mark's arrival, unexpected, cocky. "Hey, buddy." Fist bump rejected. Tension peaks. Elena whispers, "Breathe." Her support anchors me. The kiss, spontaneous, to sell the act. But it lingered, her lips soft, sending jolts. Friends cheer, Sarah fumes. Hallway pull aside, Sarah's plea, "This is fake." "I know you." Denial weak. Elena interrupts, hurt flashing. "If you're not over her." Outside confrontation, emotions raw. Elena, "I thought we had something." Me, "We do." But Sarah's text pulls me away. Parking lot with Sarah, tears, regrets. I was stupid. Temptation flickers, familiarity versus new. But Elena's face in mind. Rejection firm. Elena's appearance, overheard. Vulnerability, choose. Kiss seals it, passionate, real. Aftermath, drive home, confessions. "I've liked you for months," she admits. Me too. Work challenges, rumors. HR meeting, professionalism paramount. Transfer requested. Stress tests relationship, arguments. You risked your career. Resolution, communication, support. External challenge, Sarah's sabotage, leaks false info to client. Investigation, truth out. Bond strengthens. Building relationship, dates detailed, first real one, Italian restaurant, sharing dreams. Weekend trip, cabin, hikes, deep talks. Family meetings, her parents warm, mine cautious but won over. Proposal, rooftop, stars. Ring later, but moment pure. Wedding, beach, intimate. Vows emotional, from fake to forever. Subplots. Friend reconciliations, Tom admits knowing about affair, apologizes. Lisa becomes ally. Personal growth, therapy for trust issues. Elena mentors me professionally, I support her work-life balance. Inspiring message expanded, love isn't planned, it surprises. Heal from past, risk for future. Unexpected allies become soulmates. Word count aim, this outline hits around 15,000 with expansions. In paragraphs. I remember the rain pattering against the window as I sat in my cubicle, the email glaring back at me. Reunion dinner, don't miss out. The sender was Lisa, always the organizer. My finger hovered over delete, but curiosity, and masochism, won. Scrolling down, there it was, Sarah's RSVP yes. My stomach dropped. 6 months since the breakup, and the wound still festered. Flashbacks hit, walking into our apartment, seeing her with Mark on the couch. The arguments, the tears, the slammed doors. It's not what you think, she'd cried. But it was exactly that. I pushed back from my desk, needing air. The office was buzzing, phones ringing, keyboards clacking. Apex Marketing was my sanctuary, a place where I could bury myself in data and designs. Elena's office door was open, she was on a call, her voice firm yet melodic. Hanging up, she caught my eye. Alex, you look like you've seen a ghost. Everything okay? That's when I spilled. The words rushed out like a confession. Her reaction. Amused curiosity. Pretend girlfriend? That's bold. Then the counteroffer, what do I get? A kiss. I laughed nervously, but her expression was serious. Deal, I said, sealing my fate. The next week was a whirlwind. Texts pinged constantly. Favorite color? Red. How do we meet? Work event. It felt like building a character, but glimpses of real Elena emerged. My ex was controlling, she shared over lunch. Made me choose career or him. I chose me. Her strength inspired me. Sarah made me feel small, I admitted. Like I wasn't enough. Rehearsal date, a park bench, practicing affection. Her hand in mine fit perfectly. This could work, she said, but her eyes said more. Night of, dressing up, nerves jangling. Picking her up, she stunned in red. You clean up nice, she teased. Drive filled with banter. Parking lot, ready? As ever. Inside, warm greetings, then Sarah. Alex. Hug lingered too long. Introducing Elena, my girlfriend. Sarah's smile faltered. How lovely. Dinner, appetizers, stories. Elena shone, charming everyone. Alex's campaigns are brilliant, she praised. Sarah, he always was creative, in bed. Awkward laugh. Elena's retort, and out. Mark arrives, surprise. Tension spikes. Elena's support, whispered encouragement.